Hello, Sparkly Beans. I have a little something different today, a little unboxing for you. If you're new here, hi, my name is Avery, and I help justice-aligned, neurodivergent, and nerdy humans to cultivate ease and self-trust for growing into our emerging future. And what I'm showing you today is the Reclaim Journal, as well as some goodies that I got with this special limited edition bundle. Now, you can't get the thing anymore. So you can get the journal, but this bundle was like a pre-order special. So I was sort of like, do I show you? Is it weird to show you this? But I figured I'd just quick show you some of the goodies because they're fun. Why not? And then we'll look a little bit at the journal. I don't normally do unboxings and like first looks on this channel because the way I do with decks is I actually like to get to know the cards as I pull them. Like I don't flip through decks. I don't want to look at all the cards. I want to kind of meet them as I actually draw the cards, and so that makes unboxings a little challenging. But since this is a different thing, I thought it would just be a little fun. And while I'm still, having pretty major post-COVID symptoms, is something I can easily do and not use a lot of executive function. So first, let's just take a quick look at what came in the bundle. I got these two little washi tapes, which are adorable. This has the little pod people from Reclaim and the Holler Tarot, which I've also shown on this channel. So I love the little pod people. Pod people? Blob. That's the word I wanted, not pod. Blob. They're not pod people. They're blob people. I like the blob people because I'm non-binary, and I don't know, there's something about the blob people that feels kind of genderless. So this one says like, I feel, I am, and the other one's just the people. And then got some little like postcards. This one says, feels. Oh, don't be afraid of me. I'm only here to support you. So you can get, if you go to the Little Darkness website, Marianne Constantine, the creator of this, there are like things like this. You can still get like a Reclaim Oracle bundle. It has some stickers, for example. This is just a business card, a little discount code. And then in this we have, carefully remove these things. I guess it's not literally an unboxing because I didn't unbox the cardboard, but let me tell you, you do not want to watch me struggle with the cardboard box. So this one says, feel it, don't fear it. So I don't know if it's this exact sticker, but I know there are holographic stickers available in some of the bundles like this. Feel it, don't fear it. We've got let it out, little rain cloud. This is a bookmark. Feelings are cool, okay? Close your eyes and breathe into the darkness. Be brave. Oh, this is fun. The back says, emotional support bookmark. Pause. Put down your phone, step outside, go to another room, or shake your arms. Bring your body to a neutral space. Breathe as slowly and deeply as you can. Which is hard. Having post-COVID syndrome, it's so funny, like every time I read something about it, it's like, take a deep breath. I'm like, and it's gonna put me in pain. No, thank you. It's actually, I'd be curious if anybody knows good resources for like how to access like somatics and the like body processing, or like things like that, like deep breaths, or like, processing your emotions through like anger, like I would process before through like shaking my body or like jumping up and down or dancing. I can't do any of that. So I'm kind of like, how do I somatically process? Anyway, name your feelings. What happened? Rationalizing will help you understand and regulate your emotions. I think maybe not rationalizing. I think not rationalizing like that kind of rationalize. I think it's more like if I put a name, if I use my logical brain and like categorize things, not rationalizing like justifying. That's a different thing. Observe your thoughts. Identify the negative self-talk. Remove harmful words. Rephrase your thoughts to make a compassionate statement. Adapt. Have you felt this way before? What did you learn in this situation? That situation. Can you use it to make yourself feel better now? You are not wrong for feeling the way you do. But maybe you believe it's wrong. Ask yourself why. Welcome the possibility of a lesson waiting to be learned. Sometimes a small hope is all we need to get through. So that's kind of cool. Like a little, I like that it's like you got your little design and then on the back you have kind of like instructions. So it's a quick little like check-in reminder in your book, which I gotta say, sometimes books are activating, so it's not a bad idea. And then finally, this is a little art print. It says, I feel, therefore I am. I feel, therefore I am. And, oh, and a pencil. Also, I feel, therefore I am. A pink pencil. You can tell I like pink. So yeah. So I thought this was fun. I decided to splurge on it. Also, this is just the paper it was wrapped in, but I'm totally keeping this for something. This is really cool. So those are the goodies. But now let's look at the thing you can actually buy currently, which is the journal. So this is the Reclaim Journal. So if you're not, so now we will open something. If you're not familiar with the deck, I love the Reclaim Oracle. I don't think I've done a full review. I will do a full review at some point on this channel. But it's a really good like self-care type deck, and it's not too like love and light kind of, like it includes tougher stuff, but it's got a really like compassionate, you know, kind of warm embrace feel. So this is the front, Reclaim Journal, and it's kind of I don't even know how to describe this. It's like, I wouldn't quite say buttery, but it's smooth. It's not glossy, but it's like a smooth, you know, sturdy kind of cover. I don't know, is this leather or what? Does it say? Oh, recycled paper, nice. 208 pages, recycled paper, and then the little wraparound dingy says, so the front says, Reclaim Journal, a guided creative journal for emotional healing, and in the back, Reclaim Journal is intended as a bridge between the realms of mental and spiritual health. Reclaim Journal takes this, Reclaim Oracle, there we go, was intended as a bridge between the realms of mental and spiritual health. Reclaim Journal takes this intention further by holding space for personal expression. Reconnect with your inner child, your body, your story, and explore a large spectrum of emotions within a safe and meaningful creative practice. So I thought this was cool. You know, I really like a guided journal. I'm not the biggest journaler generally, but I like a guided journal. This is really nice quality. So the I'm trying to figure out, is this, yeah, it feels like it's almost like a cutout. So you can't see it, but the letters are like slightly indented, and the same even for this little thing on the back. So it's got some really nice little touches. It does have one of these thingies, what do you call this? Elastic closure, so it'll stay closed. So here's like the inside cover, has art from the Oracle. So yeah, so we've got some like doodles and just messages. Some feelings feel good and some feel bad, but they are neither good nor bad. From a young age, you learn to suppress emotions in order to fit into society, be it a family or a group of friends at school. These feelings are still inside you. So yeah, so we have a few pages of kind of intro to the journal, but it's all in this like sketchnote-y style. So we've got art and cool lettering. Like here, I'll just read like some of the bigger headings. Like, were you always loved through your most intense emotions? This is a playground for your inner child. I'll keep reading this actually. This is a playground for your inner child, the one who owns this book and is already rejoicing at the thought of scribbling all over the pages. Let the child be childish. Let it be wise. Let it be whatever it wants to be. That is the true meaning of reclaiming yourself. It's finding a way to be you again. And I love that in here. Like I love this little like hugging the shadow self. I also love this. What goes on in the pages of this book is for you to decide. Maybe one day you will show it to a therapist or a trusted friend, or maybe it will be your secret, kept safe under a pillow or inside a drawer. You don't owe anyone your secrets. Whew. I think that's so important, like traumatic oversharing. It's a thing. So like there is no right way to use this book, so there's some information on kind of ideas about how you might use it, and it looks like some kind of emotional support reminders that like you can stop when you need to. Some stuff about like if you experience pain, and just some general stuff about like pain and emotion. So there's a good like grounding for the journal and like what might come up, which I think is really cool, really good. Of course, this is obviously like a first look, so I'm like skimming and trying to figure out what's in here before I've actually read it. So if you want a full review, let me know. I'll do that later. But feeling is good, creativity is safe. What if I can't remember? Oh, I love that there's like a page that addresses like what if I can't remember something, because I think that's important. Okay, and then there's like a little walkthrough that explains how the pages work. So it looks like each page, okay, is related to an emotion. And yeah, so on the where do I start page, it's like you can kind of like intuitively figure out like what emotion is coming up for you, and then kind of jump into the journal from that place is at least one way it could be used. And so there's a little walkthrough page that kind of shows you like what the layout is, the kind of spread layout if you're used to bullet journals. So yeah, each double page is a new space to connect with, explore, and express your feelings one at a time. And then at the end of each or at the end of the journal, I should say, there are blank pages. So you can actually add feelings. So see, these are like a full spread layout, but there's no header with the emotions. And so I really like that. It looks like it's like 3, 1, 2, oh no, there's more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I flip that right, it's 7. So you could add 7 more emotions. So that's pretty neat. So when was the last time you felt it? So there's a little guidance on like how to kind of let that memory come up, and like some prompt questions you might use. Do you remember feeling it before? So it says linking your feeling to an earlier event in your life can help you make sense of your experience, validate it, and identify patterns. Healing begins with awareness. What does it feel like? Your emotions live in the body. Physical sensations are the language of the hidden self. Tune in. So this is very true. Like, I've noticed through doing somatics work, which I think looks like there's like some grounding here in somatics, that it's important to remember, like, I think we can have this tendency to try to understand our emotions and explain them. And so there can be this kind of like, what is the story? Like, why are you feeling this? And you can even be pressured by others, like, why are you feeling like that? Explain it. I need to know. I need to like understand. And I think even therapy, as useful as it can be, some styles of therapy, by encouraging you to like figure out the root of everything, it's like sometimes that's helpful, and it's been helpful for me. So I'm not saying like never do it, but also sometimes I think when you're always trying to be like, well, why am I feeling? Why am I doing that? And like, especially I think for autistic folks and others who may have, is it alexithymia? I think it's alexithymia is the one where it's basically like it's harder for you to connect to your emotions and like know what emotion you're feeling. It can be really confusing, or just like pull you in a weird direction that isn't like necessarily helpful, to try to be like, what is my emotion and why am I feeling it, versus what am I feeling physically. Now, I mean, this language, like this journal does have you go emotion by emotion, and so like you do need that starting point, I guess, of being able to pick a feeling. These are the same emotions, it looks like, from the deck, and so if you're familiar with the deck, there is a good range of words, and even things that I wouldn't necessarily normally call an emotion, like limitation. But a lot of things you would recognize: envy, doubt, disgust, discouragement. It's alphabetical, so it'll be pretty easy to find. Inhibition, like, I don't know, is that an emotion? But like, so some of these words are more emotional words, and some of them are more passion, presence, love, protection. So like, I think some of these words are probably easier to relate to as well if you have trouble with, like, if you have alexithymia or you have trouble with that. But I would think you could actually use this, like, you could almost go backwards. Before you pick the page, you could do this, what does it feel like? And tuning into, like, the emotion and see if that, does that bring about, like, a word that pops into your mind, or at least a feeling that it's close to. That might be worth considering. But yeah, I think that just in general, like, remembering that an emotion is actually a somatic thing. It's not a story. An emotion is a feeling, is actually a physical response that we then put a name to and put words to, and like we try to explain it. But, you know, for example, anxiety, right? At the root is like something happens and our response is, you know, it might be shaking, it might be our nerves feel like prickly, or like literally like you feel like, you know, prickles in your body. And that's how I experience anxiety. Everybody's different. Tensing of the muscles, right? So all these things are like a somatic response, and then we like group that together and we call it an emotion. But you know, when we say things like feel your feelings, the longest time I was like, what is that? What does that mean? I think what it really is like letting yourself experience the thing in your body, and not necessarily needing to know why or evaluate or judge it, but just like, let me experience it and be like, okay, emotion. Like, I will literally talk to, I'll be like, I don't necessarily know what it's called, right? What emotion it is, but I'll just be like, yeah, whatever this is, it's here. Okay, cool. Like, I'm just going to give you space to like feel the thing. So anyway, I think that that's like sort of what is the idea of this little section. It says, what does it feel like? And then on the right hand side, there's actually a picture. So like on a spread page, it looks like this. So the first couple questions I mentioned are up here, and then the third question there, what does it feel like? So you can write it on this side, and then you can actually color. And so it says in the guidance page. So you tune in, and then, you know, these prompts will help you navigate safely within your body. So it smells like, it sounds like, it tastes like, those prompts are on each page. So you could scribble, and then it says, what colors is this feeling? Color, so the S is in parentheses, color or colors, is this feeling? And then color where you feel it in your body. So this is the example. So you could actually, like, these are the colors. Whoop. These are the colors that it's feeling like for you. And maybe you can do like proportions, you know, it's very blue and it's a little red. So I like that because if you have like synesthesia or anything like with color, if you have a relationship to color, this could be helpful for you if you're a visual person. And then like, oh, the pink is here and the pink is here and then the blue is here. So you could figure out your own, you know, color coding system, basically. You can be as playful or serious as you want. And then there's some more sort of like habit trackery type, that's a weird way to put it, but like boxes at the bottom. I say habit trackery because I guess what I mean there is there's like, what's the word? Oh, well, it's qualitative measures from data. So like categorical variables. So there's a checkbox list that says how often do you feel it, and constantly, often, sometimes, rarely, or never. So there, so you can check like how often do I feel this thing, and then this bit is other feelings it reminds you of. And then there's a little box that says describe the sensations in your body. Pay attention to your senses. Is it feeling warm or cold, quiet or loud, bitter or sweet, energizing or paralyzing? Try to go into much detail as you can. So I guess that's, oh, I see. That is the guidance on the guidance page, but then on the actual thing, it's just a blank box. So there's some extra prompts for how you might fill in that blank box. And then at the bottom, there's a pain scale. And so you can color in, you know, with little happy faces. sort of how that emotion feels to you. Like, how painful is it, literally? And then on the blank side, there's a little doodle guidance. This is your space. Let your hands run wild. What do you see when you close your eyes? Put it all on the paper. You can write, draw, color, paint, gather some photos, cutouts, get some glue, make a collage out of it. Make this page look like the feeling. It does not have to be perfect. It is perfect because it means something to you. And then there is a little note that says, if you're more of a writer, you can fill this page in with words instead of pictures. So, and then the blank page just says it looks like. So it reminds you that this is a page to be like, what does that look like? So I think this is where the creative journaling piece, on the left is more of like a straightforward journaling, kind of remembering what is it like. Then there's a somatic section where you get to feel into it. Then there's the kind of little categorical, you know, compare to other feelings, how often, how much pain, describe the sensations in your body. So there's a little bit there. And then on the right, you really have that like creative space to kind of make a visual reference for the feeling. And you can do whatever the hell you want with that side of the page. And you can write. I think I'm going to try, like, I don't know, I might try to challenge myself. I'm so terrified of drawing in something this beautiful, but I might. I don't know. I might like draft it on another paper. Maybe what I could do actually is I could do the drawing on a separate paper. I could washi tape it in. That's probably what I'll do. And that way, if I fuck it up, I won't. I know it says you can't fuck it up, but you know, it's like, it's a really nice journal. And then there's just now go do your thing. Feelings, so many feelings. So yeah, so most of the drawing stuff is just like sort of decorative, but and yeah, and then the rest of the journal is just these spread pages. So you know, they all look the same. So that's the spread page gang. And I already read out some of the feelings, so I think that pretty much covers it. If you have any questions about what's in here, you know, feel free to leave a comment below. But yeah, I would say my impression is that like this is a really cool tool. You know, it's pretty specific, so I think this is going to be really good for any kind of like emotions work you are doing, any kind of somatics work. You know, I've actually been doing this. I've been noting on my computer, like, you know, whenever I have a strong emotion and I think to do it, I'll be like, okay, where am I feeling it? And then what is the emotion? And then I'll like make a list. So I'm actually probably going to transfer some of that into this journal. And yeah, it does not, I don't think it's the kind of thing that you would be like, a page a week, you know, like, because like when you know, I think it's really like when you're feeling a feeling and you're like, oh, this is a feeling I have not worked with before. There's where it goes. So yeah, so that's the Reclaim Journal. And I think it would pair really nicely. Obviously, it's the same word, so I think it pairs really nicely with the Oracle. So you can, if you want to, you could pull cards from the Oracle, and then when you pull it, maybe not every time, but maybe particularly when you pull one where you're like, oh, that's a feeling, right? There, it could go right in there. So that's the Reclaim Journal with various goodies. And yeah, if you find stuff like this useful, just a reminder that this is a community supported channel, and it is totally up to you. I have a Patreon link below, and it's like anywhere from $1 up. You just decide like what's the value to you, or what value do you see to others. If you want to contribute, and if you don't, then I'm so happy you're here. It's totally optional. It's really if you have ability and as you value it, you're welcome to do so. You can also check out my newsletter and my website and everything, and you can book with me and all the things. If you want like a reading with this, with the Oracle deck, happy to give you one. And yeah, all of that is found below, but the newsletter is really the best place to know when there's new videos up, when there's new blog posts up, etc. So do check that out, and let me know in a comment, like, is there so particular like deck or journal or such that you would like for me to review. I have a lot, so happy to do that. Okay.